Hello everybody! How are you doing? This is Dr. John, back with more Pokemon Yellow on this happy new year of 2013. That's right, now that I've taken a little bit of vacation or break from video editing and making for Christmas and New Year's Eve, I'm now ready to come back at full throttle, starting with Pokemon Yellow. And unless my memory serves me wrong, in the previous episode of this, we managed to somewhat finish our most immediate business in Safari Zone. There's still quite a bit of Pokemons and some items that I can go and pick up from there, but I think I'm going to leave that for a bonus episode. Anywho, we have come back, and we are ready to kick off this Pokemon Yellow continuation for 2013 with a bang, as today, off screen, I managed to set myself up so that we can right away go take on Koga, the gym leader of, well, this city. Why do I keep Fuschia City, why do I keep forgetting about that? And yes, as you could probably guess from that sign, Koga likes to use Poison type Pokemon. Poison Bug type, to be exact, which, as you can imagine, if you have a Fire type Pokemon at this point of the game, which you technically should have if you picked up Charmander, by this point it should already become a Charizard. However, as I'm not using any of the starters, I don't have Fire type, but Ground type works as well here because, like I said, most of the flying types don't have the immunity to ground type attacks in this first generation. Anywho, considering that it's been a long time since we've been on this, how about a quick recap of what's within our actual team setup as of now. So first up, as the first newcomer from Safari Zone, we have Crusher, a freaking tank of a bug. Now seriously, this thing is freaking amazing. Easily one of my favorite Pokemons from Generation 1 and favorite Pokemon overall because A, it looks completely badass. Seriously, check out that sprite, man. And also, this thing has fantastic stats considering that it's not only a powerhouse, but it has pretty admirable speed to compensate it, so it's not too slow of a hard hitter. Very good tank. But we also have another tank in our team that's also pretty good with its speed and offensive power. The almighty G-Breaker, Gyarados, water flying type, although the flying type really isn't there, doesn't really affect the Gyarados move pool much. It cannot learn any fly type attacks sadly, but it does make it immune, or at least quadrat immune to grass type, which otherwise it would be its ultimate weakness, so yes, it's actually kinda good. And remember, he was the one who saved the day at Erika's gym back at Celadon City, if I recall correctly. Third one is Lieutenant Shield, Cloyster, with a massive amount of defense for physical attacks, and also thanks to the fact that I've used a bit... Sorry about that, I actually had to swallow. Oh yes, by the way, alongside with me to start up this new year of Pokemon Yellow, I also have good old Mr. Cuppy Cup. Cannot live without it. Anywho, as I've used few calcium pills on Lieutenant Shield, he also now has somewhat decent special stats, which also increases his defense against special attacks, so he might actually stand a little bit better chance against them now. Then we have Terra, our ground type, who is a heck of a is one fast little bugger, or a big bugger, and is most definitely going to be the dominant star within this battle, as 3 out of 4 of Koga's Pokemons are pretty much as the kinds that don't have the flying type included but are poison type, so yes, our Terra is going to completely rape them. Then we have our, so we say, backup member of the team, but nonetheless, this impressive one, Ampero, the Jolteon. Goddamn good speed, very good special stat, and overall a little bit bigger powerhouse than our Volterra the Pikachu. But, like I said, he's sort of a backup member, just in case the absolute final challenge of the game turns out to be too much for our dear Pikachu. Speaking of which, Volterra Pikachu at level 40. Yup, I actually managed to level up him quite nicely off screen. And he has very decent stats right about now, very good speed. And a little bit lacking on special if you compare to Umbreon, but otherwisely, he's basically turning out to be quite a powerhouse actually thanks to the Seismic Toss attack, which, if you recall, does the same amount of damage as the Pokemon, does the same amount of damage equal to the level of the Pokemon that uses it, and it also ignores any of the opponent's defenses, so yes! Pikachu is turning out to be quite dangerous opponent actually with that moveset. Anywho, that is basically our entire team right about now, and I'm gonna change this setup just a little bit to score fund the needs of this battle. Oh, and there we go. Basically, we have Terra in the front taking care of the first 3 of Koga's Pokemons, Volterra for the last one, as it turns out to be partially a flying type, so Volterra's Thunderbolt should be devastating. But we also have Lieutenant Shields, whose Ice Beam should also turn out to be pretty good in this battle. Otherwisely, we're going to rely these other 3 just to kick some awesome ass, as they have done so far. So, with that said, and our items in quite decent stocks here. Oh, I actually had one more calcium and PP up. Oh well, not gonna waste them right now. Anywho, we're going to save here, and I already cleared all of the gym trainers here, just for the sake of a good experience, and also just to get to the boss immediately, or the team leader immediately, in this episode, so no need to worry about these guys. And actually kind of funny thing, as you can see, it may seem like you can just simply march to him, but there's these so-called invisible walls. Of course, as this is emulated, you can actually see it quite well where the invisible walls are, but trust me, trying to see this from the Game Boy Advance's Game Boy Color screen is pretty hard, so yeah. This trick kinda works on Game Boy Color screen, but as it's emulated on computer screen, yeah, the invisible wall trick is kinda weak actually. Anywho, making a second save here, in case I screw up really badly, and I really wanna win this battle because not only do we get the ability to use Surf outside of battle after this fight, which enables us to both advance in the main story as well go collect some pretty neat little secrets. After that, we're also going to get one kick-ass TM move from Koga, and it's going to be really helpful against the final stretch of the game. Anywho, let's do this! A mere child like you dares to challenge me? Very well, I shall show you true terror as a ninja master. You shall feel the despair of poison and sleep techniques. Alright, motherfucker, let's do this! So, Gym Leader Koga. Poison type user, and his 4 Pokemons are basically going to be Venonat's evolution line. Yup, he basically has 3 Venonats and 1 Venomoth. Yeah, if you actually have a fire type at this point, it's going to completely rape him. Or then if you have a ground type like me, like I do, it's also going to rape him, especially as Terra is hell of a lot more faster. Oh yeah, use that, that's going to help a lot. Down it goes! Ooh, critical hit, nice! Another Venonat, Terra, you should be okay to take this on. Quite easily. Oh, I completely forgot that these bastards can actually use physic. You missed. And now you are dead. So yeah, few pointers in this fight. As these are poison types, they tend to have confuse attacks and such, so you better be on lookout on those. However, with Terra speed, they shouldn't be too much of a problem. Sorry about that, had to barf there. Anywho, his third and final Venonat. Let's take this bastard down. And then we're gonna give some screen time to our dear good old friend Voltaire, as he should— ooh, critical hit, nice! Terra, you are tearing the ground up. And now Venomoth. So, Voltaire, come out here and let's zap this bastard. Ooh, level 15. Oh well, we took down Sabrina with relative ease, so this shouldn't be too bad. I hope and pray to God I'm not recalling wrong the typing of Venomoth, because if I do, this could turn out real ugly actually. Yeah, shit. Come on. Ow. Okay, so it is not partially flying type. Shit. I could have sworn it was, but wow. That from freaking Leech Life? Holy shit. Okay, Thunderbolt. If I can just keep this bastard paralyzed long enough, then of course it's got— oh, fuck. Okay, you're getting out of there. That's a little bit too risky right about now. Lieutenant Shield, I trust you. This is of course going to be one hell of a— ooh, nice! Nice defenses. Ice Beam. Sucker! Come on. Oh yeah! Way to go, Lieutenant Shield! Man, that went pretty freaking smooth. You have proven your worth. Here, take this soul badge. Ooh, almost 5,000 Pokédollars. Woohoo! Now that you have the soul badge, the defense of your Pokemon increases. Lieutenant Shield, you're a lucky bastard. It also lets you serve outside of battle. Booyah! Ah, take this too. And he's going to give us TM06, which is toxic. That is easily the best freaking poison type move ever. Basically what toxic does is that, well, if you've been paying attention, whenever your Pokemon gets poisoned, normally it loses a certain amount of health on each turn over time. However, toxic, if you use it, it inflicts badly poisoned status which, believe it or not, does that. Okay, I'm actually gonna save here before something bad's going to happen, I just know it. Anywho, basically what Toxic does, it inflicts badly poisoned status, and that, my friends, is really dangerous status to have, because what it basically does, that unlike normal poisoning, it doesn't do the same amount of damage on each turn, it keeps doubling the damage on each turn. So basically, first it's just your common poison damage, then it doubles, then it becomes 4 times, then 8 times, and so forth, so forth. So as you can imagine, if you can inflict that on your opponent and keep the battle going without letting your opponent heal the status, it can become a freaking life savior. That move is seriously broken, and that's why it's so ungodly awesome. Anywho, with that we have defeated Gym Leader Koga of Fuschia City and gained our 6th badge. We're pretty much almost there with our Pokemon Gym Challenge. However, where our journey shall take us next? Well, if we wanna just continue the main story, what we can do is to actually, quite simply, just go this way, across the sea, Sea Road 19 to Seafoam Islands, where our next challenge awaits, as we can now use Surf outside of battle to travel on water. However, first something interesting. Now, if you played Red and Blue, you may be wondering, what is this house doing here, because this isn't here on Pokemon Red and Blue. Well, this is another one of the little uniqueness of Pokemon Yellow. As you can see, there's another Pikachu here. And if you talk to this guy, dogs and burgers on special. Okay, that wasn't quite what I was getting at. Ah, here it is. See this machine over here. It's basically, the game doesn't tell you exactly what it is, but believe it or not, this actually has something to do with Pokemon Stadium for Nintendo 64. Because, unless I recall wrong, if you defeat Pokemon Stadium 2 times in a row, I think it was on the hardest cup difficulty no less, you can get a certain special Pikachu as a reward, simply known as Surfing Pikachu, a really rare type of, well, rarely seen Pikachu action, which you may most likely remember more of an as a Pokemon trading card, a special card of sorts. However, you can get a Surfing Pikachu in that game if you beat it 2 times. And if you actually use the transfer tools to transfer the Pokemon from the Stadium game to your Game Boy Color game, in this case to Pokemon Yellow, you can actually use that Surfing Pikachu with this machine to play a certain mini game simply known as Surfing Pikachu. So that's actually really freaking cool. It was actually one of the few reasons why I originally really wanted to have Pokemon Stadium as a kid, but as it, let's just say at the time, I really wasn't at, things weren't as financially, well, basically we didn't really have the money for the console, and also buying all the necessary transfer tools and such, yeah, that would have just become way too costly way back then. So sadly, I lacked on the Pokemon Stadium experience, but I just thought I'd point that out because that's actually kinda cool that they actually thought something that advanced a little neat detail into a game like this. Actually, did Pokemon Stadium actually come out in Japan at least before Pokemon Yellow, or was it the other way around? I don't know. but if this came out first, that's actually pretty neat for planning. Anywho, that's enough cheepa about that. That is basically what we could be doing, but instead, I think it's time to tap into certain secrets of the Pokemon world now that we have the ability to use Serve. So, in the next episode of Pokemon, we shall actually go do some secret stuff before we head to our next destination, Seafoam Islands. So, this concludes today's episode of Pokemon Yellow. This is Dr. John, thank you guys for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, bye everyone, see you later!